Hey guys and girls, welcome to month 3 of my learning guitar journey. I've now clocked up a total of 84 hours of total practice time. So we're just going to dive in and see what I'm doing. I'm currently on the very last module of grade 1 of the Justin Guitar beginner course, which is the course that I am following. So I'm sort of in this consolidation phase now where I am just pretty much just playing through songs for the most part with my practice hour, which I'm still doing 1 hour per day. And I'm going to be doing that now for the next maybe in the next month or so. And then I may look to progress on to grade 2, which is where I start introducing new things, things like the F chord and plenty of other more difficult riffs and things like that. I've sort of had a very small introduction, very slight introduction to things like ear training and theory, just very basics. I'm really taking my time with it. It's not something that really grips my interest just yet, but I do feel that as I improve and get better and get deeper into this guitar learning journey, then I will dive further down that rabbit hole. One thing I have done is increase the thickness of the pick I am practicing with, or for the most part. So I'm now using a 0.60mm pick, whereas I was using a 0.46mm pick. So still getting used to that, still getting to grips with it. I sort of find when I'm halfway through a song, I have to readjust it at least once or twice. Because I have no real direction with my practice now, like I say, I'm mainly filling it up with song practice, just running through songs for, I'd say, 40 to 50 minutes, and then the other 10 to 20 minutes I'm maybe fiddling around with the riffs that I have been practicing beforehand. I've got 3 or 4 riffs there, just finger exercises really, not, like I said before, it's not to perfect the riffs, it's just finger exercise. I'm doing the spider walk for a few minutes before every practice session kicks off. And one new riff that I am practicing, I'm using those strings down the bottom, because the older ones I've been doing is up the top here, the low E, the A, and sometimes the D. So these now are on the B and E and a bit of G. So let's just kick off with that. So it's the Lars, There She Goes, which is a very strong hint, the first song that I'll be playing. And this is not off the course, by the way, I've just done this off my own back. I just thought it'd be a good idea to practice picking strings down the bottom. Difficult this, I tell you. It's that little finger. Whoops. So I've chosen that one because it's the riff of one of the main songs that I've been practicing, and also, you know, it's good to use that little finger, get that over, and just practice basically riffing on the strings down the bottom of the guitar rather than at the top of the guitar. They're a bit more painful on the fingers, so. But you know, those calluses are building up nicely now, so the pain is it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So that is the riff that I'm mainly focusing on. I'll play it through with a metronome in my own time, not on camera, so I'll just bore you. And I'll also throw in the other riffs. If you go back and check out my other videos, my previous weeks, you'll see the other riffs that I'll just throw into the mix and just as and when I fancy practicing. I usually go through them all at least once or twice through every session, every day. So there's, I'll touch up everything that I've done previously. I'll keep on top of it. Anyway, let's dive into the songs now. So I'm finding with the songs that I'm now practicing, it's probably easy to you guys, but to any other beginners, I feel like this has definitely kicked it up a notch. It's just the strumming, there's more, more pattern to the strumming, and, I just finding it all a little bit, it's sort of like taking it up to that next level. So I'm still struggling with them, but this is what this consolidation phase is all about. Now that I know all of these basic chords, I'm just playing these songs now for the next few weeks, just to see if I can improve everything a few percent basically before I kick on and crack on with learning the new things. So just going to play through these songs now, and then I've got a recollection of what I was like on month 3 of my learning. So we've got, like I said, we've got the La's, There She Goes. We're going to play this at not quite 100% of the tempo because, like I say, I find it difficult. The C chord now is my stickler. My D is still not 100% perfect, of course, but I'm finding the C has now taken prime spot of difficulty in terms of the chords that I'm struggling with. So we're going to play this at 90%, 110 beats per minute. Let's go. And by the way, it usually takes me a good 20 odd minutes to warm up, so today this will be when I'm at my worst. After about 20-30 minutes I find I'm a little bit better. My fingers have warmed up, they've got used to the switches, so we're just going straight in cold. In the pick. Whoops, whoops, whoops. So there we go, I haven't even warmed up, straight in cold. So at least I've got the worst version that I could have performed today on camera. So yes, I'm finding these songs a big step up on the ones that I was practicing previously. But That's what we've got to do. We have to push ourselves. We have to find a song that's just a bit too difficult for us. I'm playing these at a pace that's just a bit too fast. Well, maybe quite a bit too fast for me. I could probably dial that down quite easily to 86 beats per minute and probably perform it a lot better. But I like pushing myself on camera. I like getting this recorded when I'm performing it at a faster pace than I would perhaps usually practice it at. Because in the future, when I'm playing it at full speed and I'm ripping it out like it's nothing, and do some nice comparison videos and, you know, check it out in a few years' time perhaps. On to the next song. Okay, so the next one is a 6x8 time signature, and this was introduced to me I think maybe 2 weeks ago. So this is the song I'm practicing with a 6x8 time signature, which is tripping me up no end with the strumming. Brand new you know, sort of rhythm and tempo to get used to. So I've got Stained, So Far Away. I'm going to play this at 83 beats per minute, which is still 90% of the speed of the song. But like I said, I've only been practicing this this time signature for the last couple of weeks, so let's not expect miracles, eh, people? Let's get going. dropping that pick. So yeah, there we go. That's my 6x8 song. Run through. Wonderful. There we have it. I don't think there's much more I really need to report right now. Just going to crack on, continue practicing these songs as well as others. Probably going to pick a few songs as well that are just C, D and G perhaps, because C and D are still my sticking points, changing to that C. And get some more songs that really focus on that C chord and switches from the D to the C and from the C to the D. Pretty happy with the G. Don't really find any major problems with that most of the time. So yeah, subscribe, like this video, follow this journey. Check me out in the future. Let's see how we improve from 3 months onwards. Thanks for watching.